And we live. Welcome back, guys and ladies. Welcome back to the Crypto Wolfpack Show. So, I'm going to go over my new watch list that I have for next week. I see that the conditions in the market is starting to improve slightly. We are starting to get a little bit of life again, and we'll quickly explore what I think might be worth watching next week. So let's not waste time. Let's quickly get into it and give you this much needed update. So as you can remember, we took a trade on this white pit token. It looks quite interesting. It was one of the few tokens that actually continue going up the last few weeks when the rest of the markets went down quite hard. So we're still in this trade, still looking good. Nothing to worry. We break even. And, sometimes these trades take a little bit of time to play out. You can't always just take a trade and expect it to go up immediately. Unfortunately, trading doesn't work that way. You have to be patient with a lot of the trades that we do take. Then if we look at Bitcoin, I'm actually starting to like Bitcoin here again. We are starting to see that maybe there's a possibility that we have formed the local bottom and that we can continue to go up. As you can see, we actually took a trade here. We in a nice little flag here, which broke out slightly, is going sideways now for the last few hours. But what I do like about this is we've gotten above some key major 200 moving averages. We're above the daily 1 hour and 15-minute 200 moving averages. That is very good sign. If we can continue to stay above them, I will expect this trade to play out well, and we'll probably go and retest this. We'll probably end up going to the profit target, where we'll probably meet the 4 hour 200, but we haven't gotten above yet. So I like this trade. I gave it in our trading group. Let's go over here. I don't want to dissolve something like that. So I can show you here that we did give the trade in the trading group, and we'll see how that plays out. Then we took in another position that I gave this morning, and it's basically Plume. I like this, and if I can just show you the bigger time frame, Plume has broken out of this triangle. We've dipped back down, but we retest the back of this triangle correction line, and we didn't go back into the correction. So we took a small position here. We'll see how it goes. Our profit target is the 0.26605, which just happens to be the 27% extension. This is a well-known profit target I've used a lot over the years, and if the trade plays out, it tends to be like a 90% success rate that it will go and take out that profit target. So you guys can go and backtest this for yourself. The 27% is a very powerful profit target extension, Fibonacci profit target zone. Then, so that was on our watch list. I obviously brought it down because it's an active trade now, and we'll see how that progresses. Then the other few tokens we've got on our watch list that I think is worthy to be on the watch list. Guys, I've got a methodical method that I go through mostly the top 400 to 500 tokens. I go through a lot of detail to get to form a watch list that I think is worthy to watch for the next week. And I basically give that method I use in my trading course that I teach you how to do this yourself. And basically, when you join the group, you get the trading course that's worth about $500 for absolutely free. So it's a steal if you guys want to take advantage of that. So let's quickly go over our watch list. First, we've got IP story. This is in this triangle correction. Well, what I would do is I'll keep this on the watch list. I want to see a bounce of this level. If we don't get a bounce, the trade is off the table. I won't take the trade. And basically, we can also see that we forming this type of a correction over here. So let's see how this plays out. And if we do get, if it stays in this little flag inside this bigger triangle and we can break out, I'll definitely look for a trade. Then TON has performed very, very well. As of yesterday, we saw, I think it was something like a 20%. And if you go to a higher time frame, you can even go to a weekly. We are respecting this SR flip on a weekly. As you can see there was the SR flipped, and it actually bounced perfectly off that area. It'd be interesting to see what. Let's take this whole move over here as the impulse and see the pullback. The pullback went all the way exactly to the dot at the 78% retracement level. So it's good that we didn't go below that, because what I tend to find is if we go below the 78%, it's normally not a good sign for the token to make a good recovery. If it goes normally to the 88, it will take a longer time for the asset to recover. So what I'm looking for in here now is we've got a very strong up move. I'm looking at some point, we know this is unsustainable. We are above three major moving averages. What I would like to see is make a correction over here. The white is to 21. Let the 21 catch up to this correction. And if we still look bullish, I'm definitely going to try and take a trade. So that trade will basically look something like this. We don't want to be too greedy. And it will look something like this. Let's say for interest, we can manage to get in there somewhere. Our stops can go below here somewhere. And our profit target would go all the way to 4.82, which is 41%. We still have a good risk reward at 4.25. That's what I'm looking for at the moment. I'm waiting for that. So we'll keep a track of that. We can leave this on for now and see how it develops. Next one I'm looking for that looks interesting is OKB. And as you can see, we've broken the 200 daily. We're above all the other, we're getting above all the other 200 major. And if we can form some type of if you can go down to 1 hour, if we can form and stay outside this major, bigger correction and make a small flag here, we can definitely look to get into this trade. So I don't suspect it to go up right now. I would probably think that it might do a little bit of a retest again. And at that point, I might consider try and get into the trade. Now, watching this one carefully as well. Then the other one I've got on is BS3. B3 USDT. It's basically a base protocol. It's forming that nice rounded bottom that we want to see. And if we can hold this uptrend line and this correction can break out, I think we can get a nice little trade over here. So I've got this one on my target as well. Let's see how that one plans out. Then we also got rare. We saw a massive upside basically from last week, Sunday. And that whole week, we've actually been ripping quite enormously. I mean, this one has ripped like 150%. Well, it's back down now to 100, but nonetheless, we saw a gigantic rip for super rare. And this one, I'm keeping an eye on. Be nice if this can come back down, and at that point, it probably bounce back up. And at that point, I'm looking basically for like a free touch of this. If it doesn't form an upside triangle correction, at that point, I will treat it differently. And somewhere, I would say somewhere in this zone over here, I would try to get into a trade. The trade will definitely be worthwhile. If we just take the measured move, we can take the week, include the week as well. Breakout would be there. And let's get our long tool over here. Always plan out your trades before, even while you're looking at something, plan out the trade so you know what you're going to be doing when the time comes. Let's say we can get into that area, stop below the 4-hour 200, I would say. And then our profit target would be all the way up here. And as you can see, the profit target will give net you 122%. Your risk reward is 4.4. So I really like this. And let's see how this one pans out as well. Then the last one I've got on my trading watch list for next week. It's basically DF. Not DTF, guys. DF. USDT. D-Force. And if we look at the daily, in this daily, we'll probably end up coming back down, bouncing again. At that point, I would start to, in this area over here, I would start to look for some entry, small entry on the lower time frames to get into this. And this trade will be quite enormous if it does play out. Let's say we break out there somewhere, and that will say we can get in there somewhere. This trade is going to also be over 100, so 144%. And risk reward will also be definitely be worth it. But these are basically the tokens that I see could produce some good moves next week. If we go, I just want to show you guys something as well. Something that I could never understand. And I see a lot of people make this mistake. Why the hell would you want to only start buying altcoins here at the top? So you basically only want to catch the last move of the altcoin season. I do it completely so opposite. Guys, whenever I buy altcoins here, when it's a full-on swing of altcoin season, you're basically coming to the end of altcoin season. And then you actually crash down quite hard. So taking positions up here when it's full-on altcoin season is not a very clever idea to me. I've always started to get into altcoins here at the bottom when we started to get a reversal. And then I ride all the altcoins up to eventually where it's full on altcoins. And then I try and get out of my altcoin positions. That's how I've always made money with altcoins. Trying to buy altcoins at the top is a total disaster. Yeah, right here, December 24, when everybody started to go crazy on altcoins, that's when you should have freaking sold your altcoin bags and you wouldn't have gotten wrecked, completely and utterly fucking wrecked. So I see people just go about it completely the wrong way, guys. Even right here, beginning of Jan, they would have told you, hey, altcoins are near the top. Get out. That's one of the main reasons I de-risked of almost all the altcoins I had. And my portfolio thanked me for it. Because if I did not do that, I would have lost more than half of my total portfolio. More than probably like 65 to 70%. So don't be a fool and try and get into altcoins at the top. Now is the time to accumulate good altcoins. When you hear super low and we're starting to turn around to go into altcoin season again. When you get at the top, you sell your altcoin bags. That's just, it boggles my mind how you can't see that. How most people go about completely the opposite. That's just something that I've noted and just something that I wanted to share with you guys. So right now is the time to get into altcoins. When it gets here at the top, it's time to get out. Get out of your altcoins position. Let's quickly get back into, so that was basically the last one. And I just wanted to share that little bit of advice of the altcoin season, Getting at the bottom, sell at the top. It's as simple as getting in low, selling high. That's the same principle. Don't confuse it. Just quickly want to see how Sol is doing. Solana still here. We are starting to balance up slightly. We've bounced off this important 120 level. We've gotten above the 15 1 hour 200. We're still below the 4 hour 200. And we'll have to, there is a high volume node there that could act as resistance by 144. So we'll just watch that level. Other one, Sui, this is starting to look very juicy. And I definitely having a close eye on Sui because it's basically in the same type of a correction that Bitcoin is currently in. And I'm probably guessing that we also had a bit of divergence at these two peaks and the turnaround. So let's quickly have a look at that. Smack on the RSI here. And then we can see if we do have divergence. And let's look, no divergence there, but let's have a look here at the daily. Interesting. I think I saw divergence over here. So if you take this peak over here and compare it with that one, there's definitely some divergence over here. You see those peaks over here. There's definitely divergence. So it could be a reversal signal for Sui. So keep an close eye on Sui. When I do get into this, I'll just inform the trading group as well. So that's basically it, guys. I'll probably catch you tomorrow with an update as well. Have a rest good of your Sunday. Cheers for now.